Good evening, fellow Tikash merchants. It's my hope that we are all doing fine today. My name is Amos, and I'll be your trainer today under the Tikash Soko platform. This is a platform that I say transforms our biasharas from being just the manual biasharas to being the digital biasharas that they ought to be businesses in this kind of generation. This platform, the Tika Soko platform, ni platform yenye tumedevelopiwa yenye inatusaidia kumanage our biasharas in a digital and more efficient way. The fact that naweza manage biashara yangu from just my phone and from just one app is something that is amazing, something that I never thought would have actually happened during my lifetime. But this is now digitization with us. And this is the smart way of doing business. Remember, if there is anything that you'd have to do as a business owner, is to ensure that you take advantage of the moment. What do I mean by take advantage of the moment? Right now, most businesses have not, of course, started using this platform. Biashara mingi hazijaanza kutumia such tools. So it means that if you start using these tools, you will have a competitive advantage over other similar businesses within your location and of course without your location. What does that mean? Utakuwa na competitive advantage kwa biashara similar zenye ziko kwa mtaa yako na pia kwa biashara similar zenye ziko mbali na mtaa yako. One thing that this business does for us is inatusaidia kuchukua stock na record keeping. Now, this now goes to the product vendors. Our session today is titled Product Vendors Get the Most Out of Soko. So we're going to ask ourselves, how can these product vendors get the most out of the Tcash Soko platform? Like wataweza aje ku benefit maximally from the Tcash Soko platform? There are a number of things that this app is helping the product vendors. You as a product vendor, unauza vitu countable. So unauza vitu kama maybe you have a shoe kind of shop, unauza dresses, unauza nguo, that is, let me replace the dresses with nguo, unauza vitu kama foodstuffs and so on. Kwa vitu zenye unauza hata kama ni butchery, be it a butchery, be it so long as you're selling something yenye tunaweza shika tangible thing, you're selling products. For the products that you sell, kuna stock yenye huwa unachukua. So one thing that this app is doing for you is inakusaidia kujua when the stocks are low and when you may need, of course, to update or bring new stocks, and in which area you'd need, of course, to restock highly. Imekuwa ni ngumu sana to some of us as business people, especially somebody like myself, mwenye niko na nguo na shop ya manguo. So sometimes you don't know whether to bring in more dresses, whether to bring in more shirts. Inabidi unarudi, you do the count, the physical count. Unazifanya, unatoa mashati zote, unasema how many shirts are here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Una count zote. So ukizi count, then with time, because utakuwa unauza without maybe keeping proper records, unapata haujui tena ni shirts ngapi uko nazo. So you'd have to do the count again. That will never happen again in this digital era. Why? Because we have the Tcash Soko platform with us. So let us learn and unpack this goodness of the Tcash Soko platform and get to see how we can manage the product catalog. So how do we manage this? I'll switch from the business that I'm in. Ukiangalia hapa, I'm sharing my business kind of side of the app. So the business I'm in is the Aura Nails. But of course, the Aura Nails is not a product shop. So I have to switch it. To switch, nitaguza hapo kwa hiyo Aura Nails, just there. That's where I'll tap. So nikiguza hapo, the screen that has all my shops now appears. So nataka to move to the Aura shoe. So I'll just switch to the Aura shoe. The switching takes just a few, just under a second, actually 1 second, something like 1 second, because it switches very fast. Within a split of a second, you in the next like a shop. The advantage of this app ingine ni the fact that unaweza kuwa na shop more than one, all under one app. One thing, one ambition yenye tunakuwa nayo kama watu wa biashara ni kutajirika, and of course that is why we are in business. And ukikuwa tajiri, you would own more than one shop. Utakuwa na shop moja iko hapa, shop ingine iko in another location, ama you have different shops in one location but dealing with different products, so you can host them as different shops on the app. That is another advantage. So how do I manage the product catalog, and what is the product catalog? Product catalog ni catalog yenye nauza nayo. Nikiongea about catalog ni kama tu vile unaenda kwa super. Ukienda kwa super, you buy items, zinapasiwa through a machine, and then kwa computer zinajicount together with the prices. So ukipitisha kitu unaona price imeupdate pale, na of course something else happens on the background, and that is what I want us to have a discussion about. So how do I get to access the catalog? Nikiwa kwa hii screen, of course utaona kuna T-cash balance, the rotary tickets that are there, the performance today which is not very good, the upcoming bookings. But hapa chini kabisa, there are some number of buttons zenye ziko hapo. The first one is home, followed by orders, then the sell. I want to touch the sell button. Nikiguza option ya kusell, then you see the word that I was talking about, catalog, now appears. So hii catalog nikiiguza inanileta wapi? Inanileta kwa vitu zenye nafaa kuuza, vitu zenye ziko kwa shop yangu. The canvas shoes, the kids shoe, the men casual sneakers, and their prices and everything now shows up there. So remember to sell and make your first sale session that we did on Monday. Tuisema you can use this method to sell, where you just come and just pick what you would want to sell. So nikikuja, for example, the kids shoes, niki add cart inaapia, I touch the cart, then of course I proceed to check out. Kama hiyo ndio kitu nataka kuuza, I proceed to check out. Nikiproceed to check out, then there are these three ways of getting paid: the cash payment, the external wallet, and so on. So I can choose maybe the cash payment just to complete this transaction. So nikichoose, then this transaction is already completed, and of course this is done. One thing that I just want us to have a discussion about is how do I manage this catalog? Ndio nikiguza, for example, the men's casual sneakers, but they appear 913 shillings, inaapia venye mimi nataka iapie. Ukiangalia the kids school shoe that we touched, the kids school shoe yenye tumeguza, it has already reduced from 100 in stock to 99 in stock because tumeshauza moja. So we want to understand, how do you now get to set this information up? Kuset hii information, utakuja tu pale kwa business. Business iko on your right hand side down there. Chini kabisa right hand side, ukiguza kuna hii option ya business. Kwa hii option ya business, there is the option of the inventory. Hapo kwa inventory ndio utaguza. Ukiguza inventory, then you are able to see all the products zenye uko nazo, all the items zenye unauza kwa shop yako zinaapia hapo. This is where now you manage your catalog from, because vitu ziko hapa ndio zinaapia kwa catalog. Hizi vitu zote ndizo zinaapia kwa catalog. Ukiangalia, for example, the kids school shoe, the blue one that I sold, zimebaki 99. So how do I manage wakati nime restock so that it appears hiyo kitu iko? So utamanejia tu hapa. For example, I just want to reduce this number. Ya hizi kids school shoes, then we see what happens. So the quantity, nitakuja hapa kwa quantity. Ukiguza hapa kwa edit item, of course you can edit a number of things. Picha ya kiatu, for example, unaweza enda kuchukua stock upate kids shoe design nyingine na umezileta na maybe zenye zilikuwa kwa stock zimeisha. You can take new picture now, change the picture if the price is maintained. So that is what you can do. So unaweza change the picture by tapping the camera and of course get to choose the picture you'd want. Of course the items name unaweza change pia, of which kama sio kids school shoe unaweza ita another name. And of course the price is something that you can change. So hii price tunaweza change from 399 tuseme I'm offering this at only 150 and then save. So that is it. The price changes from 399 to 150. Then the quantity, I want us to reduce the quantity. I want to reduce 99, so nitaandika 99 and then reduce and then save. Nikiguza hivyo utaona hii kids school shoe ziko zero. Zikiwa zero, I want us to see how that would appear now in the inventory. So nikiguza sell, nitakuja kwa catalog. Kikuja kwa catalog, hii kids school shoes ziko zero in stock. So I want to add and proceed to check out. Of course, you can see that they are zero, but you can still be able to check out just in case you brought the stock and you have not just updated your inventory. So you can still be able to proceed on with the sales like we have just proceeded with that sale. However, itakuwa inakuonyesha hapa that even as you're selling to the person, you have zero in stock. So ikikuonyesha zero in stock hapo, inamaanisha aje? Inamaanisha like haufai kuuza hiyo kitu, more especially if hauna hiyo item kwa store. Remember, some of us have where we store our items, have a separate store from the business premises. So if you have a separate store na hiyo item iko kwa store, then you can proceed and sell, which is okay, and then get these products from the store. But again, kama hauna hiyo product kwa store, the advantage of having an updated inventory, which now updates the catalog automatically, is the fact that utakuwa tu unaona like I cannot be able to sell that. So hata unaweza ambia client enyewe hiyo kiatu I don't have it. Client akijaribu ku order for that item online atakuwa anaona haiko or it can't be delivered to them. Why? Because they are ordering something that is not there. So that is how you get to, of course, manage the items. So let me just go back to the catalog again. So I'll switch to business. I go to the inventory. I want us to go back to the kids shoe. So assuming now I've brought some new stock. So nitakuja niguze hiyo the kids shoe. The price is okay. The name is okay. So I'll just come to the quantity. So this quantity, how do I add it? Tuseme nimeleta viatu something like 100. Then I have to add and not reduce. You add. So hiyo itakuwa inajionyesha kwa catalog yako as 100. Nikisave. So utaona that the number has moved from 0 to 100. Now of course inajiupdate hapa na ikijiupdate hapa ina update what we refer to as your catalog, because catalog yako ndio unamanejia hapa so that you're able to see as you're selling hii item iko, hii item ina cost pesa ngapi. You are able to manage this from this side of the app. So when under which circumstances do you come and manage your catalog from this side? One, unaweza kuwa umeendea restocking. Kuendea restocking inamaanisha like you've gone to your suppliers ama suppliers wako wamekuletea vitu zenye unauza. So you need to update your stock. Useme like a certain item imeingia. For example, if in this case something like the men offers zimeingia zimetoka 100, sasa niko na 200, so I'll just come to the quantity, niguze nitapio quantity ya 100, then niandike the other 100 and I want to add. So you can see that the quantity now changes from 100 to 200 and I can be able to save. Nikisave hiyo information inaniguide sana wakati nauza nikitumia catalog, because my catalog is well managed. I can be able to know that simply I don't have this shoe, ama hii shoe iko ama haiko, then I'm able to advise my customers and my clients accordingly. So allow me to also talk about, when does this information get to update itself? You saw when we started by going to the sale and we did a sale of the kids school shoe, you saw something happened. The quantity that was originally 100 reduced to 99. So anytime you sell, anytime you're making a sell, na ukikujaba kwa sell unatumia catalog, then the inventory gets to auto updates. By auto update inamaanisha aje? Like nikiuza, for example, nikikuja kwa catalog, niuze one pair, of course I have the kids shoes, tumezi return zimekuwa 100 in stock. Nikiuza something like 3 pairs, I expect this to change from 100 to 97. Does that happen? I'll go to the cart, check out. I can check out now this using the cash payment so that I just move quickly. Then this purchase will appear to be completed. So because iko completed, nataka turudi sasa kwa inventory yetu. Nikirudi hapa niende inventory, then when I scroll down, you'll see the kids school shoes zenye zitakuwa zimebaki ni ngapi? 97. So this now helps me to do that math by itself automatically without my interference. Imenisaidia, nimejua sasa I have 97 shoes. So that means I can be able to tell when I need to restock a certain item. Na hii itakuwa inatusaidia sana more, especially those of us who have product shops. Kwa nini? Because you'll be able to know at what point do you need to, of course, do restocking. At what point do you need to do restocking? Sababu, this information will be available to you and you'll be able to see, like, this is the number of items that are remaining in stock. And maybe I prefer when the stock has this amount. So therefore, you are able to know nitafanya your restocking at which day or at which point in time. The last and final thing is on online orders. How can we be able to handle them and handle them efficiently and professionally? Because, of course, when we talk about digitization, we talk about efficiency. Like when you integrate your business, you may transform. Imeacha kuwa the normal analog business imekuwa digital business. Tuna expect ina change na inakuwa na some level of efficiency. So how do you bring in the efficiency in your business, more especially now on matters pertaining handling online orders? For you to handle online orders professionally and in a very unique way, you must ensure one thing, that your online shop is active. How do you ensure that? Utakuja under the home, ukuje under the home pale juu kabisa on your left hand side, there is the business logo icon. Hiyo ndio utaguza. Uguza the business logo icon, the icon that has your business logo, then utasoma through, you will find hii option imeandikwa business info. It's the option number 1, 2, 3, number 3. So nikiguza hiyo option, then hapa chini kabisa under the settings, the third from hapo chini, there is the online shop. Inafaa always ikue active. There is no way you will get online orders if your online shop is not active. People cannot be able to shop from you if your online shop is not active. So you must ensure that this reads active. If it is inactive, for example, when the upate it is inactive, the way now I've changed this one to being inactive, unaguza tu hapo mwisho on your right, under that inactive, ukiguza hivyo, then you just indicate done. Unaandika online shop, then unaandika tu done. Ukiandika done, then this online shop is now active. That means people can be able to book from me. Once they book from me, how do I handle the orders? To handle the orders, I must know how many upcoming orders I have. So kujua orders zenye uko nazo, utakuja tu hapo chini kabisa. There is the option of home. Besides the home, there is the option of orders. Ukiguza hiyo option ya orders, kama uko na any orders, zitakuwa zinaapia hapa for these screens. Of course, you can see it is showing me that there is no order yet because I've not received any order as of now. But in case I had received orders, then this is where the orders would be showing up. Zingekuwa zinaapia hapa. And then, of course, zikiapia hapo, I'm able now to handle them from there. One thing that I can do, I can reject an order. There are sometimes a customer can order for something, but you have just sold it from the shop. So then you can be able to reject. You have the powers to reject the order and say that you're not going to deliver that. The second thing that you can manage for the order is to actually prepare the order for either pickup or delivery. Remember, for your orders, your customers can choose two ways if you have allowed them to. Anaweza choose uende umdeliver the item ama achoose kuchukua item from the shop. Ni customer mgani atachoose kuchukua item from the shop? Ni customer mwenye traditionally anatumia that route near the shop. Maybe you own a butchery. Let me not talk about those people who own butcheries. Maybe you own a butchery. Somebody is coming from work and they just want to ensure by the time anakuja kwa butchery yako umeshampimia nyama na umeshampakia, so unaweza place an order. Akiweka order na choose option ya pickup, inamaanisha atapitia hapo achukue nyama akienda. So by the time they are coming there, they expect to find you to have already packaged their package. Akifika ni kuchukua tu. So that is what you will be able to observe here and do. Of course, when you have an order, you have to prepare for it, and of course, prepare it for either pickup or delivery. For pickup, this person is passing by where you are. Then, for delivery, it means that this person does not want to come to your shop. Kabisa, he doesn't want to come to your shop, but anataka product zako. So, anakuambia deliver. Remember, we did a session on how to set the delivery fees under the online orders and bookings. In case you didn't watch, that session is still posted on YouTube and you can get to watch. So this person who you're doing deliveries to, atakuwa yeye anangojea umlete the items kwake. So for that, you charge a delivery fee, and of course you can deliver in person, or rather, of course, send something like a boda or something of that sort to do the delivery for you. So we need to ensure that we come and visit this page often and many times. Why? From this page, we can be able to know how many orders we need to deliver, how many orders we need to, of course, prepare for pickup, and how many orders we need to cancel because of maybe circumstances like the customer has ordered for something that maybe imeisha too by the time I place the order. So that brings us to the end of our session today on how product vendors can get the most out of Soko. They can get the most out of Soko by, of course, managing the product catalog and using the inventory to manage the product catalog, because the catalog way of selling gets to update the inventory. And when the inventory is up to date, you're able now to see the number of items that you have in stock at any given time. And when you know how much or how many items you have in stock at any given point, you can be able to make decisions on deliveries, on accepting deliveries from your suppliers, um, based on fact and based on numbers. Hautakuwa unasema kesho nitaenda tu restocking. Utakuwa unaenda restocking based on numbers zenye uko nazo, and that is how product vendors get to benefit more from the Tcash Soko platform. So this brings us to the end of our session. I wish you a great evening. In case you have any question on how product vendors can get the most out of Soko, kindly get back to me via the comment section below. I'll be responding to your questions as soon as I see them. Have a great evening. Let us get the most out of the Tcash Soko program. Thank you. See you tomorrow.